much. In the meantime, we're focusing on this. We are focusing on William Barr and the follow-up day of hearings here. And this notion that it is just going to be a lot of nastiness back and forth. Charlie Gasparino on that and much more.
Hey, and some breaking news. I'll get to it in a minute. But listen, I'm all for diversity in the workplace. I'm a big proponent of that. But I don't get how diversity helps financial performance, which Maxine Waters says. And that will just tell you what we have, what is going on with the Democratic Party now controlling Congress between Ocasio-Cortez, who wouldn't know the Phillips curve from a Phillips wrench, and her.
There's a difference?
Yes, that's right. Or a Phillips screwdriver, I think. Right? Isn't that what it is? The screwdriver.
She has been leading this cause to say that African Americans, Hispanics are disproportionately affected by mortgages and the rest. Well, they don't get.
No, but she's talking about diversity.
I understand that, but she's going to make that a central cause.
I know, but still, she's going to have to prove to me why diversity in of itself helps financial performance. I don't think there's a study out there. But anyway, this is fascinating breaking news that we do have about the new Attorney General, William Barr. I guess he's the nominee. He needs to be confirmed by the Senate. As you know, yesterday was the first part of his hearings. What our sources close to him are saying, and sources actually close to him and also in the tech world, they're saying this too, sources that are close to Google, Apple, Google, Apple, Facebook, that he's going to focus on technology companies in his antitrust enforcement, that he's worried about the size of the tech giants is stifling competition. And the two firms, I believe, from what I understand, and I know they're worried about this inside these two firms, that he's looking to focus on is Facebook and Google. That those are the two firms that he believes went out there, got really huge through acquisitions, almost no antitrust review and enforcement. Facebook bought what? WhatsApp. Google bought
that joins
YouTube.
in with many Democrats. In fact,
I think,
have an interesting view of this.
It's a little different. I'll get to that in a minute. So they're going to approach it both ways. But he has indicated that those two firms, if they want to get bigger, are going to go through a lot of antitrust scrutiny, and there will be scrutiny of them going forward. We should point out that in the past, DOJ antitrust allowed a lot of this sort of enforcement on the tech firms to be taken over by the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. From what I understand, that is not going to be the case, that the DOJ now will be part of that enforcement in a very, very heavy way. So look out. There's going to be a double-edged sword here coming at the tech companies. You're going to have one side, you're going to have Bill Barr looking at their size and whether the size of these companies, Facebook, Google in particular, are way too big.
But by the way, is it up to him to look at bias and all of that stuff?
No, I don't think
that's a more emotional.
That's a more emotional thing. Listen, he might look at privacy, and the FCC and the FTC could look at all these things, but he's looking at size and whether size is stifling competition. You do that through your antitrust division, which is headed by Malcolm Delram, as you know. And I think the Democrats are going to go after a lot of this stuff on privacy grounds, that they're going to say, hey, how are you using and misusing information? So, why are we reporting this? Big story. It's a story that's going to affect the stock prices if there is this type of scrutiny on these companies. So you own these stocks, beware. These stocks are embedded in every major index. The FANG stocks, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google, are...
With the exception of Apple, a lot of them have clawed their way back. Nothing to where they were, but they've done okay.
I think
this year.
Yeah, this year. But it's going to be volatile, I think, because the scrutiny will be on them. Now, will Apple come under this? I don't think so as much, just so you know. They're generally spoken about in the same vein. But remember, Apple is a closed system. They don't sell data, right?
Right.
They basically use the data.
So they say.
Yeah, well, maybe there's some secret handshake that they're doing, but they're mostly using their stuff because they want you to buy their own apps and their own products. So it's Facebook and Google that sell the data, and Barr is looking at it from an antitrust standpoint. Are they too big? Did they go out and buy the competition when Google bought YouTube just to buy them, and did that make them too powerful? Do they have too much? Do they have too much information and too much power that way?
In this environment, the new House makeup, there's going to be more scrutiny of this and other issues, regardless.
It's just no doubt. But remember, he's looking at it from an antitrust. Are they too big?
Understood.
And this is a problem for the stock if you own it.
All right, Charlie. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Charlie Gasparino.